Do women really like the jerk? Is it like the bad boy? And you being the nice dude, why do you always finish last? Why is it when you're with a woman, she doesn't really respect you? She doesn't really jump on you for sex. Over time, you find that it's harder and harder and harder to get her in the mood when you're playing this game of how do I play this tactical maneuvering to get her into bed? And it might be your wife of 15 years. It may be a woman that you've only been dated for a couple of months, but all of a sudden the traction, her leaning into you, her texting you all the time and hugging on you and just initiating sex constantly seems to dry up. And there's a reason why people say when marriage starts, the sex ends. In this video, I'm gonna show you exactly what that dynamic is and what you can do to turn that around this week. Brother, I know you wanna make your wife happy. Hell, I wanna make my wife happy too. But as you go over here and you keep doing all these things for her to try to make her happy, discounting her negative emotional states, and then as more that you do this, the more you keep trying and giving her gifts and pleasing her and just acquiescing and saying no, the more she drifts further and further away until eventually you're laying in bed next to her for the upteenth time because the rejection is so bad you can't even make your hand move. It feels like it weighs 1,000 pounds. You just want to put it over there on her leg so you can initiate some intimacy, yet you cannot, and you sit there in quiet isolation, quiet desperation with a hand that will not fucking move because you can't handle the rejection one more time. And this is the place that men go to in a sexless marriage. A sexless marriage is defined by sex one time a month or less. The only reason it happens one time a month is because she's ovulating. She's not actually emotionally invested in him. It's just a physical process for her. And she's like, okay, well, I'll give him some now because he won't get off my back. And he acts like a mope whenever I don't give it to him. And he acts sad and lonely. And so, okay, I'll do this. And then you deal with this consolation sex where she's really not into it. And like, do you even really like that? And so you do. You go and you have sex with her anyways, but you don't feel better about yourself. You feel weak as fuck. You feel like this consolation sex is like you just begging for table scraps of affection, so you take it. Maybe she won't even give you a fucking hand job. Maybe you stop asking for years because you couldn't take another rejection. Brother, it doesn't have to be this way. There's a place that you can go where your wife can initiate sex at least half the time. In fact, my wife initiates most of the time. I know that by every third day, she's gonna be coming at me. Probably tonight will be the night. And it just happens like clockwork because I know how she works. I know how she's built. I know the things that turn her on. I know what she needs in a relationship. And so I don't ever worry about if my relationship's gonna be good. I don't ever worry about an ever-moving goalpost. And I don't ever worry about the planets having to align properly in order for my wife to have sex with me because I figured out a couple of things. And I'm gonna show you exactly what these principles are here in this video. The first one is you just apologize for existing. You don't own who you are. And so you don't own your sexuality. You can't say, yeah, this is what I want and this is why I like it. And yeah, that's just how it's gonna be. That's how it is. Like I don't negotiate my favorite ice cream flavor any more than I negotiate my shoe size. I don't do it. This is what I like and I'm not gonna apologize for it. But so many guys are so worried about coming off as a mean dude or a jerk, as somebody who just wants sex all the time. Is sex all you ever think about? Just emasculated the hell out of you. And what did you do? You probably took it and said, I'm sorry, no, it's not, I just wanna. You play this game of explaining yourself, hoping that she would see you differently. The thing is, you explaining yourself all the time is this apologetic behavior. In fact, it happens with some guys so much that they apologize even for fucking breathing. You don't need to apologize for everything. In fact, does your wife apologize for anything? Probably not. Why? Because women don't look at apologies the same way as guys do. Guys look at apologies as if he apologizes, I know he's got the shift within him and I can trust that he's gonna be different later on. Women are a lot more pragmatic and untrusting of that. And she'll tell you, I'm not gonna apologize because I'll make it shift. If she actually gives a shit, she will not apologize and she'll just change. And so this is how she's looking for it from you. So you don't have to apologize at all to your wife. You just need to make a pivot. Don't talk about it, just change. Just show her action. She's gonna look at you and be like, I don't need to hear an apology. I just want to see something different within you. Oh yeah, prove it. Like she's always gonna go into this pragmatic approach of prove yourself. Don't tell me, prove it. Because it's easy to make a lie. It's easy to promise something and then back off later on. It's a lot harder to consistently hit your commitments moving forward. This is why you'll hear people get into arguments about where you're going to eat for dinner. You're like, where do you want to go eat, honey? She's like, I don't know, you decide. And now, because you want to be a nice dude, you're like, well, I want her to have what she wants. I want her to feel good and happy and special. So you say, well, honey, whatever you want. And so the feminine gets very, very frustrated by a man who does not take initiative and take the lead and just become assertive and go in the direction that he wants to go and just fucking own what he wants. Own his wants, needs, and desires. If you're afraid of owning that, or if you don't even know what they are because you're so used to being over as a people pleaser and trying to do everything for her, then this is gonna be a hard game for you. And you have to learn to rediscover who you are and start to stand true in your unapologetic self. This is the first thing we do in Soul Seducer. In fact, if we don't do this, nothing else will shake out in the end. This concept of being unapologetically yourself was the whole concept of what founded genuine attraction, right? Genuine attraction, authentic attraction. How can you be authentic if you're lying? How can you be authentic if you make yourself invisible to try to be whatever she wants you to be? You cannot. By definition, you cannot. You just do not exist. And so then you become this carbon copy of whatever she wants. And she doesn't want a carbon copy of what she wants, although it sounds like it. What she wants is you to take the lead and to show her the direction that we're going as a family, while keeping her as your advisor at the side. That's what she wants. In fact, in a relationship, typically women want what you want. That's a wild concept, isn't it? If a woman is all into you, and it's like all systems go, this is my man, this is the guy I'm gonna marry, and I'm gonna stay with him for life, she wants what you want. Why? Because she's like, that is a fucking journey I will give everything up for. And if you've never experienced that, or you did have that and then you lost it because you played this happy wife, happy life game, and now you're in a sexless marriage, you can understand why she's so frustrated with you. Because the game was never about what she wanted, it was about what you wanted in the direction she wanted to go. Again, we're not gonna override her, we're not gonna steamroll her, never look at or ask what she wants. But in this game of romance, polarity means a leader and a supporter. And so you don't have to be a jerk, you just have to be assertive and unapologetic about what you want. And to say, this is who I am, take it or leave it. This is the kind of guy that I wish to be. And who you wish to be needs to be grounded in your principles, not in what makes you feel good. This is a big problem with men growing up today, is everything's about what makes them feel good. You being grounded in principle will allow her to be more emotional, because your principles will put the container around the emotionality of the relationship. For instance, I know that sounds very airy-fairy, so let me just bring that back down to earth. If I have a home where I say we talk to each other respectable, we don't call names, we don't raise our voice, although we can get emotional, we can emote all we want, we can scream, we can shout, we can cry, as long as it's not an attack, as long as it's not a dig, as long as it's not designed to undermine somebody or emasculate or talk down or belittle or gaslight, you can be as emotional as you want. That's my principle for how I like to have my house. Unapologetic expression is good. It allows you to be free. It allows you to be accepted for how you are. But on the flip side of that, unapologetic expression takes a lot of courage. You have to be willing to emote in spite of the fear of rejection. So one way you can approach a woman is you can just walk up and say, hey, I think you're fucking beautiful. What's your name? That is unapologetic expression. So you don't have to be a jerk to your woman. In fact, she doesn't want you to be a jerk. She just wants you to be assertive. She just wants you to unapologetically express who you really are and own the fuck out of that guy. This is all she wants. When you kowtow and you pull yourself away and you start to diminish yourself because you're afraid of her emotionality or you're afraid of being rejected, you're fundamentally losing the game of leadership in your relationship. And if you can really hold true to who you truly are, then the woman will oftentimes match your intensity. Anyways, brother, if you want to learn exactly how to do that, check out Soul Seducer in the description below. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.